On a journey as we unlock the secrets of a healthier and vibrant you. We'll also share real-life stories of courage and resilience. Plus, we provide practical health tips for living a healthy lifestyle, no matter what challenges you may face.
Beautiful afternoon to you from wherever you're watching this live broadcast from. A lot of stories we're keenly focusing on for you this afternoon, including there is an attempt on the former U.S. President Donald Trump. This is KBC Lunchtime News. I'm Doreen Arange. Byron Abuli is our sign language interpreter. And now we begin on that note where the former United States of American president and presidential candidate Donald Trump has survived what has been termed as an assassination attempt when he was shot in the ear on Saturday evening. He was speaking on stage at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, when someone shot him from a roof near the rally site. President Joe Biden has castigated the unfortunate incident as investigations kick off.
A little bit old, that chart.
At approximately 6:15 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday evening, multiple gunshots suddenly rang out in Butler, Pennsylvania, as former United States of America President and presidential candidate Donald Trump addressed a rally. Trump was shot in the ear in what is now being investigated as an assassination attempt. One of the rally attendees was killed in the shooting and 2 rally goers critically injured, according to the Secret Service. On his social media X platform, Trump confirmed to have been shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of his right ear, as he condoled with the family of the spectator shot and sent commiserations to those injured. He said nothing was known at the time about the shooter, who is now dead. USA President Joe Biden said the country unites to condemn the shooting, saying he was glad that Trump was safe and doing well.
There's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this.
Former President Barack Obama also castigated the shooting, saying there is no place for violence in politics. The head of Secret Service, Anthony Guglielmi, confirmed that the Secret Service has implemented protective measures for Trump as investigations kick off. The incident occurred only 2 days before the Republican National Convention, scheduled to kick off in Milwaukee, Wisconsin on Monday, during which Trump is expected to be formally nominated as the party's presidential candidate for the 5th of November elections. Serafina Roby for Lunchtime News.
Back in the country, a section of opinion leaders in Embu County now says that the proposed national dialogue risks being hijacked by partisan interests. The group argues that the only genuine dialogue should be between the government and the Kenyan youthful generation that spearheaded the anti-finance bill protests.
Ile dialogue tunataka ni hii imeanzishwa na vijana. Hii dialogue ndio itatusaidia. Mahali kuna corruption, sisi tukueleze corruption iko hapa, toa. Huyu ni mtu corrupt, wachana na yeye. Dialogue nyingine ambayo ni ya kufikiria kuweka vyama pamoja, hiyo tumekataa. Na tunataka kuuliza Wakenya, going forward, kutoka sasa kuendelea, mambo ya vyama na pesa siasa nyingi, hii tuache.
But Mr. President, even as you call for national dialogue, for us here in Mount Kenya East, we have concerns, and we want to air them to you right now, that we hope the national dialogue is going to, is going to square or align the issue of resource sharing.
Atengeze dialogue na Gen Z, awasikize kwa upana, na asikuwe na haraka kwa sababu kusema Raila aende kae chini on behalf of Gen Z, Raila yeye si Gen Z. Tunaelewana, na Raila yakuwa kwa maandamano. Gen Z na millennial ni wenyewe walikuwa kwa maandamano, na wao ndio wanajua uchungu yao mahali ilikuwa inawaguza.
A section of Kiambu residents has called on President William Ruto to also sack the Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi as part of his bid to form a broad-based government. The residents say leaving Mudavadi in office will only worsen the rot in the government, as he has been the CS perfect. They called on Ruto to conduct a total overhaul of his government and consider appointing more accountable leaders with a heart of service.
Kama alikuwa anataka kudissolve cabinet, angeanza pale juu. Prime cabinet minister, huyo ni mmoja wa wale ambao wangeweza kuguza, ndio tuone kwamba ametusikiza vizuri kama wananchi ambao anawaongoza.
Lazima kila mtu afanyiwe ukaguzi kama amehitimu katika hiyo kazi yenye anapewa, na kama hajahitimu basi asipewe kazi. Ajue ya kwamba kuna watu wanakagua. Yeye si mwenyewe peke yake anakagua. Apewe wa Kenya hiyo kazi ya kukagua mtu, na kama mtu kweli hafai, wacha huyo mtu asipewe kazi.
We have solved a problem because there was a motion, and now after moving to this one, it has also created a problem. Can see that there are some things that we can see there is handshake. Where we were refusing, now we shall still come in that handshake.
Former Cabinet Secretary for Sports Ababu Namwamba has cited Kenya's debut to the World Cup through the Harambee Starlets as one of the key achievements made during his tenure. Speaking at Mayo University of Science and Technology while attending the national autocross competition, the former CS thanked the president for giving him the opportunity to serve in the cabinet, saying he is proud of the notable changes he facilitated in the country's sports arena.
I believe I've done a fantastic job. I mean, we have revived sports. We got FIFA to lift suspension on football. We have won AFCON. AFCON is coming to Kenya for the first time. See how motorsport is coming back to life. We have taken a team to the World Cup, the FIFA World Cup, for the first time in Kenyan history. So there are success stories all over the place. But at the end of the day, it's up to the president to decide.
Now, the Kenya Wildlife Service officers have arrested 11 suspected poachers with 100 kilograms of game meat in Kajiado Central Sub-County. The suspects, who are currently being held at the Namanga police station awaiting arraignment on Monday, have been accused of consuming and selling game meat in nearby shopping centers. The KWS officers, who acted on a tip-off, ambushed the suspects at Kabogos Farm in Mailitisa, where they worked as farmhands.
So sisi kama shirika la huduma kwa wanyama pori, yani Kenya Wildlife Service, tuko na jukumu ya kulinda na kuhifadhi wanyama, na hawa wenye tuliwashika washukiwa tutawapeleka kotini.
Sisi ofisa wa National Government Administration tutaendelea kuelimisha wananchi wetu ambao wanaishi mashinani, iwapo wanaweza kuona wananchi wengine ambao wanajihusisha kwa jambo kama aina hiyo, wanaripoti na sisi tunaweza kutake action.
Human rights groups in Kilifi County are calling for the immediate removal of the police roadblock at Sabaki Bridge, failure to which they will launch mass demonstrations. The activists say the blockage has become a menace as travelers are being harassed and at times have to bribe their way through. They blamed police of causing a huge traffic snarl-up on the highway as a result of checks, with many motorists stranded awaiting clearance.
Wanapeksheni kina mama, wana a lot of delay, hatujui wanataka nini, wana search, hawana expertise, juu wanaangalia ID, hatujui kama ni immigration officers au ni registration officer, wamejifunika uso. Sasa tushangaa police security gani wewe wajifunika uso, hatujui, ukiumiza mtu, ukiubia mtu.
Sio kukaa pale barabarani na kutishia watu, bidhaa kuangusha chini, wamama bagi zao zimebeba nguo nyeti, vitu nguo zao za ndani zimebeba hapo ndani, zinamwagwa chini na vitu kama hizo. Kwa hivyo tunasema ni kinyume na sheria na watu wasipeleke mbio na wale maafisa watoke pale.
Moving on, residents of Nyadwer Village, West Ugenya Ward in Ugenya Sub-County are accusing the county government of Siaya of neglecting the area after roads were destroyed by heavy rains, making it inaccessible to the neighboring counties. The residents who held a peaceful demonstration lamented that accessing markets and schools was a Herculean task as they were forced to trek long distances. They added that despite holding numerous public participations, no changes have been made.
Unaona hapa Nyadwer iko hata watu wako na magari nini. Sasa hakuna gari inaweza ingia. Ukiwacha gari yako huko kwa barabara ukiamka asubuhi unakuta spare parts maybe.
Sisi tuko na wajukuu hatima ile wa mama yao hayuko, baba hayuko. Sasa lazima ubebe mtoto mdogo upite naye hapo. Na hakuna njia. Njia ndio tunalia.
Watoto waende shule, wakina mama ambao wako na nini na mimba pia waende hospitali.
Elsewhere, Director Hadi Kenya, Dr. Stanley Kamau, is challenging leaders to identify the most vulnerable households in society and work on programs that will uplift their livelihoods. Speaking in Karuge, Madhyoya Sub-County during a donation exercise, Kamau lamented the harsh realities that in the 21st century, some families still cannot afford necessities and are surviving purely on the masses of well-wishers. He said that many families remain neglected and do not benefit from existing government empowerment programs.
When people come for votes, they don't actually even consider or even to imagine where those voters have come from. Some of them have not eaten, some of them have not even slept. So I think it's a high time the president considers people who are actually in touch with the reality and people who are in touch with Wanjiko.
That call for uplifting vulnerable household stories what takes us on our first break this Sunday afternoon. We recoil with plenty more, including the latest in the world of sports. Stay with us.
Unajua, token mita yako inahitaji system update. Ni rahisi na ni free. Ukipata ujumbe kutoka Kenya Power, yani SMS, weka kodi ya kwanza kureset, alafu weke kodi ya pili kuupdate ili token mita yako iendelee kufanya kazi kama kawaida. Update token mita yako. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na Kenya Power and Lighting Company.
Enjoy na GoTV. Beste yako wafuta. Tuna connect na ligi zote. Jishikie GoTV leo ujinice na the best futa live on Supersport. GoTV. Love it.
Welcome back. And our Kerugoya Boys High School in Kirinyaga County is counting losses after an inferno engulfed one of the dormitories on Saturday evening. No casualties have been reported. Investigations to ascertain the source of the fire have begun. And according to John Kiama, head of County Fire Department, they received information about the incident and acted promptly but were unable to rescue properties inside the dormitory, which had already been destroyed by the fire.
Wakati wa jioni kuna mtu alikuwa akipita kwa barabara
akatupigia simu akatuambia Kilogea Boys ameona moshi mkubwa sana na watoto wako hapo kwa gate wanagonga gate. Wakati tumesikia hivyo na tunajua Kilogea Boys ni shule kubwa na labda kuko na watoto huko ndani, tukakuja, lakini nataka kuhakikishia wazazi wote wa Kilogea Boys wasiwe na kutetemeka kwa sababu hakuna mtoto hata mmoja alikuwa kwa hii dormitory.
On what? All right, the government is being urged to widen the scope of the ongoing verification of academic certificates to rid the private sector of unqualified workforce. Speaking at a career fair expo in Kiambu County, a section of scholars said many Kenyans are jobless because their positions had been filled by unqualified people.
Studying for 4 years and then someone else gets the job that you were supposed to get on a fake certificate is very unfair.
If the company as well, they come up with a system where they can be able to verify the certificates, you will see most of these students who have graduated getting the jobs without a lot of competition. So that's something government, they should take action towards it.
Because we are in the system, we are training students, and it would be nice to see our students getting jobs. It would be nice to see our children getting recognized for the certificates they hold and genuinely hold.
All right, and now the Acting Inspector General Douglas Kanja earlier today spoke on the bodies that have been exhumed from Mukuru kwa Njenga dump sites, also just urging the public to be at the forefront as far as bringing and passing information of the perpetrators of that heinous act. We now want to play a clip of what the Acting IG said. Watch. All right, the moment you get hold of that clip, we'll be relaying that to you to just get the feel of what the Acting Inspector General did say in regards to that exercise, and also more on what on how the bodies, more on what the bodies were exhumed from that particular site. Moving on, Garissa County Women Representative Udgon Siad has challenged women and youths to be self-reliant and avoid handouts. Speaking at the Garissa County offices while launching the National Government Affirmative Action Fund for the year 2023-2024, Udgun said that the politics of handouts had been overtaken by time, reiterating the need to empower individuals and groups with tools of trade.
We are trying to put the youth into a space that they don't think of vices like being radical or doing something bad or utter wheezy. So we are trying to keep them busy with some of this. Previously, you saw me doing a lot of tournaments, peacekeeping tournaments, and keeping the kids busy.
And the Nyanza and Western Caucus of Internally Displaced Persons from the 2007-2008 post-election violence has petitioned President William Ruto to expedite their compensation to end years of frustration and suffering. Speaking at the meeting, the caucus director Eric Oyugi urged President Ruto to ensure the timely release of the 3.7 billion shillings allocated in this year's budget to support the 84,500 IDPs under the caucus care.
Penye tunakaa saa hizi ni mali inaitwa Riwo. Mali tulikuwa tumeweka kambi. Na kwa sababu ndugu kuwa na makao halisi penye tunawasaidia nyumbani, tumepaki kushinda pale penye tumeombaomba, tukishinda kuchoma magaa, tukishinda kukata nyasi na kuuza, kukata kuni na kuuza, Hayo ndio mambo ambayo tunafanya ili kujimudu katika kimaisha, na imekuwa ni maisha ngumu.
Tunauliza rais ya kuwa ile pesa ambao iliweza kutengewa IDPs ambao ni 3.7 billion, tunauliza hiyo pesa isiwe ni baadhi ya pesa zile zitatupuliwa mbali, ibaki hapo, kwa maana ni haki yetu, vile tulipeleka petition kwa parliament.
Public schools in Machakos County have been introduced to agroecology projects with an aim of promoting their self-sustenance and food security in the region. The project is facilitated by Haki Nawiri Africa, a non-governmental organization. The NGO's founder, Leonida Odongo, said the program instills in learners their responsibility in food production through technologies such as carbon beds, which sustain plants even in harsh climatic conditions.
Agroecology sensitization in the community, looking at alternative farming, something that is able to revert the food crisis that we have in the country. The main objective is to ensure that the community is food secure and to introduce them to using locally available resources to do farming.
Focusing with various schools within the community in terms of agroecology, focusing about issues of food sovereignty, and also trying to be able to understand the impact of climate change on the livelihood and even the education of our children, and maybe how we can be able to equip these school-going children to be able to play effective role in terms of also being part of the change within their various communities, and how they can also be able to play an active role in terms of combating the effect and impact of climate change.
5 more bags were retrieved from
that earlier clip of what the acting Inspector General Douglas Kanja did say about those bodies that had been found in Mukuru Kwanjenga slums, at the same time also urging the public to relay any kind of information they might have on that particular incident. Watch.
The Nairobi National Home, Funeral Home, that is formerly the city mortuary, is currently preserving the 8 bodies that were recovered. The scene is still active and the investigations are ongoing. Preliminary investigations reveal that all recovered bodies were female, which were severely dismembered in different states of decomposition and wrapped in sacks. The entire National Police Service and I understand the deep concern and distress the tragedy brings to the families, residents of Kwale and fellow Kenyans. The Police Service and I would like to assure the public that we are committed to conducting transparent, thorough, and swift investigations. Our departmental resources and the officers, in collaboration with the ODPP, are working tirelessly to conclude the investigations within 21 days. Furthermore, we are committed to ensuring transparency throughout the post-mortem examination process by collaborating with the relevant stakeholders, including the media and the civil society. To ensure a fair and biased investigation, I have moved the officers from Kwale Police Station. In these difficult times, we stand with the community and remain committed to uncovering the truth and bringing those responsible to justice. Let us remember that these are lives lost and they have families and loved ones. We therefore appeal to members of the public to avoid any speculation and instead give room to investigations and also collaborate with us by
The Acting Inspector General of Police, Douglas Kanja, just making his comments about the bodies that have been retrieved from Kware in Mukuru, Kwa Njenga. Moving on, a mentorship program has been launched in Machakos County to improve performance in subjects perceived to be difficult for learners in secondary schools. Steered by university students from various institutions, the learners are being mentored to develop a positive attitude towards science and mathematics-related subjects to improve their performance in the national exams. The program also tackled career guidance, where learners shared insights about various career paths, set career goals, and gained advice on how to achieve them.
Visitors who are students, undergraduate students from different universities in our country, they have come to our school today. They have spoken to our students about several things like girl-boy relationship and the effects, drug and substance abuse, how to balance their subjects, how to believe in themselves. They can go to university, and in most cases, they have interacted with students in such a way that they could ask them questions, because we even told them we would wish them to come more and more so that we can get to build our students, because we know they are able to go to university, they can be better people than they have ever been.
We have benefited a lot from them, and we can encourage our school principal to call them again to give us guidance and counseling.
Now, England and Spain will meet in the Euro 2024 final tonight in Berlin, marking the end of a month-long tournament in Germany. It will be a second consecutive final for England after losing to Italy in the 2020 final.
At Wembley, only for Italy to win 3-2 on penalties after the game ended 1-1 after extra time. Several players who appeared in that final are likely to start on Sunday, including goalkeeper Jordan Pickford, defenders Kyle Walker and John Stones, midfielder Declan Rice and captain Harry Kane.
Another story puts a cap on what we had lined up for you this Sunday afternoon. We definitely appreciate your valid company. This has been KBC Lunchtime News. I'm Doreen Arange. Byron Abuli has been our sign language interpreter. Good afternoon.
Mbona unaweka mdomo hii?
Madhi amekuwa mtu mwingine leo, sinjai muona akikaa anakaa kama musikali wa traffic.
Mama kwa hebu acha tuele bwana tabata na kusitu.
Kazi yako ni kuongea tu na simu, kuongea na simu.
Ha wewe sasa kwa pedia mkaka kelele.
Wewe kitu tunasema madhi sasa hii amewaka, utadhani nini lap?
Hata wake moto yani waya boda.
Nisaidie na namba. Stop. Mimi naomba namba niweze kulipa.
Okay. Nasikia la.
Kuja hapa.
Lezi mimi ni muzijana.
Hapa
So I think the other Olympics were not very successful for us. Having an opportunity to make correct or wrong So we've got that opportunity with a very young side, a side that is very hungry, a side that have shown that they can go all out and win a tournament. So for us, it's just to keep on pushing them, bridge all the bridges that we never had somebody to help us. So we'll be trying to help these boys and just show them and to tell them what to expect from an Olympics. They have put on the work, and I believe they have worked very hard, and they're capable of going out and presenting as well. This is a very young, hungry side, a side that has come out. They've expressed themselves. So I believe from what they have seen them work, how hard they have put in the work and the sacrifices they have made to be here. I believe these boys, if they are just given the good opportunity to work as a team, they'll be able to present as well, not just at the Olympics, the circuit. They're back in the circuit. They will still be able to go out and present as well. So we'll keep on ticking the boxes as we go through all the challenges.